Alright everybody, welcome back. It's Salami here. Long awaited on this one. It took a long time. It's actually extremely easy, but been going through some shit. We're getting all the mechanical companions today. So I did the living ones. So this is all the rest of them right here. But we're getting into it. This is going to be slight work. Y'all are going to get everything. The only one that kind of sucks is the Nautilus. I'm going to say it later on, and I'm going to say it again now. Just get the Prime version. You know, Platinum's not that hard to come by. Just get it. Either you buy the Platinum for it, or just grind the Platinum. Slight work. But that's my opinion. And the carrier's the best anyway, so whatever. Well, let's get into it and drop some knowledge on y'all. First way, it's going to be from early game. You can come to the market. Come right down to companions. Once you're here, you can click hide items without blueprints. And you'll see you can buy the carrier, the death cube, the Riga. That don't sound right. Worm, the taxon, and the shade. So those are going to be the basics. Realistically, the best one is the carrier. But we'll go into the next set here. We got two we're going to find here at the dojo. If you're not a part of a clan, just go to the recruiting tab. People are recruiting literally all the time. You can even type in there and say you're looking for a clan. You'll get in one almost immediately with like everything unlocked. Or if you have your friends, you're going to have to unlock it yourself. Once you're in the dojo, we had two. We got one in the energy lab. You're going to see, you scroll down here, you can see the Helios. And that's 15,000 to get the blueprint for it. If you're in a clan that doesn't have it researched, you are going to have to do the prerequisites, which is going to be this. And then you're going to have to get the Dara, which is going to need the Prova, which is going to need the Feldron. Like I said, if you go into recruiting, you'll find a clan that has everything unlocked. It's not a problem. Once you have that, you can come over to the Bio Lab now. And the same thing over here is where you're going to find your Dijin. I don't know what it is. That's a $50,000 blueprint. 50,000 credit blueprint. It's pretty easy to make. Same thing though, you're going to have to do the prerequisites for it. They're only 3 deep, both of them. So that's pretty easy. That's the Dijin covered right there. The Prisma Shade is going to be one of the harder ones to come by. Purely because you have to get them from Katir. Katir, you know, he's not coming. He's still a week away. If you check out though, there'll be like a little symbol above these guys. You know, wherever he's at. And before he comes, it'll show him like traveling. But he's going to show up at some kind of relay. Once you're in the relay, if he's here, you'll be able to just fast travel to him. I'm not sure why I can't fast travel to the actual machines. I feel like that used to be a thing. Or maybe it's just this relay or something, I have no idea. But if you come down, the machines are here, and you'll see trader surfacing 7 days, 8 hours. Blah, blah, blah. If you click in though, you know, you're going to need ducats to buy it. It's probably like 500 or something, but you get ducats by just selling your prime parts like that. And you'll see that's 75. And you can go like this. You just sort them by sell price, so you know this is most expensive. And then you come down, least expensive, obviously. But yeah, when he shows up, you can get the Shade Prime from him. That's something you plan to do. This thing is sick. Side note. Now we're on to the Hounds and the Moas. So you're going to come over to navigation. Find your way over to Venus here. Hit up Fortuna. Alright, we're in Fortuna. Pull up your menu. If you don't know how to do this, by the way, you just hold down Q. But once you're in Fortuna, hit up the business. You'll see here. Me and him are very cool. But once you get to tier 5, you get the Oxalus. So that's how you get that one right there. Also, when you're here, you can come on down to legs. And it's the same thing here. You browse his wares. And this is just like, God, I wish I remember what it was in the other video I did. But you're going to buy the parts. Maybe I didn't even make a video on it. I don't know. There's a couple of other things where you got to get the parts for like the weapons and shit. But, you know, you get the cores. You get the whatever. You know, the blueprints. You get all the pieces. Once you get the pieces, configure a Moa companion, and then you can pick out the model that you want, and then you pick out all the pieces. They all will do their own separate things. And it's the same for all of them. The gyros, and the bracket for the Moas. And then we check out the Hounds. Same thing here. You got your 3 options. You got all your cores, you got all your brackets, you got all your stabilizers. Nice and simple on that one. Take care of your standing. You're just gonna visit Udico. Udico? I don't know. But that's the same thing. You're gonna rank up just like with everything else. But that's where you do it. You get your bounties here also. So that are useful for other things. You can farm IO when you're doing this. Up on the list here is going to be Nautilus. And you're gonna have to come down, hop onto your railjack. And once you're on the railjack, come in here. You're gonna make your way to Neptune. I'm super slacked out. I actually hate railjack missions, but I do know Nautilus comes from the defense ones, and you can get them in like the interception or something. It's like a side quest. If you do the defense mission, every part will drop on rotations B and C. Everything for B has a 4.6% chance. Everything for rotation C has a 4.26% chance. And basically what that means is within 21 to 23 times you should have the full Nautilus set. Give or take. It could be, obviously it's RNG, so it can really be anything. But I would do the defense because it's the rotations. You don't have to 20 rotations, 25 rotations if you call it. It's a little grindy. The other mission you get I think it's a 6.2% chance, which is like 18 tries, and that's a lot. I don't know what that is. I think that's an exterminate, and you have to hope it pops up. I don't know if it pops up every time. If you want Nautilus, that's what you would do. If you want my advice, go get the Prime version of it, which we're going to be talking about also. So on to that. For all the Prime ones, they're all vaulted, which is bad news. Not too bad. I made a video on doing the vault runs. That's a pretty easy way to get platinum early on. There's better ways to get platinum. We'll go over the different ways at another time. The good part is, even though they're vaulted, there is still ways to get them. You can go into the trading chat here. You can do, want to buy all of it, or you can look. That's one way to do it. You can also wait for the Prime Resurgence, where you can come in and you can buy the relics. At the moment, none of them are on there. That could be different at any point in time. That's the Prime Resurgence. You can get it that way, or you're going to need some platinum. But besides using the trading chat, I'm going to show you my way to do it, which is usually a lot faster and easier. This is my preferred method. Come over to warframe.market, sign in. You can either use your Steam account, or there's other ways to sign in if you're not playing on PC. But you got the drop down here, so you can see everything you play on. You can switch to it however you want to do it. But then you just search for what you want. If you want the carrier Prime, or you have pieces for it, you can look for just the individual pieces. You can go for the whole set. And these people, you'll see online in game. So all you do, again, I'm not really sure on Xbox or PlayStation. I'm sure you have a web browser on there probably. But you just click this, buy, copy that, and then you just paste it right into your game chat. And it'll send a message to them. Usually they're online just waiting in the dojo. They'll send you an invite. Boom. Real easy. That's the best way to do it. So that's going to be your carrier Prime. It's going to be your Helios Prime. 70 platinum. That's going to be your Death Cube Prime. About 75 platinum. The Nautilus Prime. Ooh, you can buy the Nautilus set, which I did not know. No wonder. If you get lucky, so you're looking at 75 platinum right now. If you get lucky though, you'll see these people are offline. This dude's selling it for 35. So you could get lucky like that maybe. Let's see what the Prime set is going for. Just way cheaper. Just ridiculously cheaper. That's crazy. That's how you know the Nautilus is a pain to get. I wonder if it's, maybe you don't get the weapon. People like it because of whatever the weapon is on it. I'm not really sure what it does. But maybe you don't get the weapon if you get the Prime version. We can look at the Shade Prime. That's running about 50 platinum, up to 60 maybe, depending on the time. And these are all, subject to change. If if one of these comes out of the vault, the price will drop significantly. Lastly, we got the Worm Prime. Same thing, about 75. But with that said, Warframe Market is how you get all your Prime stuff. They do mods also on here, anything tradable. There's not really a scroll, so you kind of have to know what you're looking for. Let's say you want to, Ember Prime. It's awesome. This site's awesome. Boom, right there. You can get what's that good? Galvanized. You can buy galvanized stuff on here. And even if you're not gonna use this to buy stuff, even if you're just in like the trading chat, this is a good website to get the price. Like if you want to buy galvanized hell, you'll see it. I see it in the trading chat, or I used to, for like 15, 20 platinum usually. But you come on here, there's 9, 10. So, even if someone's like, yo, shoot me an offer, you have a general idea of what the price is going to be. It's usually going to be a little bit higher though if you're using the trade chat. Yeah, I would highly suggest Warframe Market for anything you need, basically. Even if you're just price checking to go in game. But it is the easiest. People are in the trade chat, and they're responding to a lot of people and all that. It's just so much easier on here. Bang it, they instantly invite you. And it's locked in. You have the price settled. You have everything you need settled. It's really easy, really simple. They're apparently not associated with DE at all, but I don't know. I've been using it for years now, and I've never had any issues, but use it at your own risk, obviously. Made it to the end of this joint. You got all your good shit, you got your carriers, all that, got all your companions out here. Ready? Fuck, dude, that Nautilus is 75 platinum. You should fucking get it from there if you're asking me. Depending if you're grinding, I don't know. But thanks for watching it. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Try to post more frequently. Peace out, everyone.